So infrastructure on the farm started off here with just 11 fields. We started off by dividing these fields down into 17 paddocks. So all paddocks were fenced permanently with electric fencing. And these paddocks then can be broken down into 45 breaks using temporary reels. The most important part of the whole system is probably the location of the water troughs. When I first came here, every water trough was located in the corner of the field, and we had very poor water pressure. So I invested in relocating a lot of water troughs. So every water trough now services at least 2 paddocks. Some water troughs can service up to 4 temporary paddocks. And we invested in a new water system, so we've increased the water pressure and the amount of water that we can get to the animals. With using temporary reels, it allows me to keep the cost of the fencing infrastructure down while also maintaining the size of my field. So if I'm looking at silaging, I'm able to open up a field and take a large cut of silage. For every group of animals, I'm looking at 3 reels and 30 standards, 10 standards with each reel. So for 50 cows and 50 calves, the grazing area allocated to one group would be 13 hectares. Each temporary paddock is a hectare in size, and each hectare does 2 days. So we're roughly working around 3 weeks rest for each paddock before the cattle are going back onto that paddock again to graze. The advantages of using the paddock-based system with temporary reels and standards and electric fences over and above just growing extra grass and utilising extra grass is the management ability it gives me around working with the cattle. I have animals that are easier to handle. I can move any group of animals from any paddock on the farm to any other paddock on the farm just myself. Cows are more docile. They move a lot easier for me. They're used to being moved every 2 days. So one person, which is generally me, can move any group of animals from any paddock on the farm to any other paddock on the farm without any need for assistance. When we take them into the cattle yards, they tend to be easier to handle because, again, they're used to being handled. When they're being moved into fresh breaks on a regular basis, it's quite easy to pick up on poorer performing animals or animals that are maybe coming lame, and because they will generally be the last animal through the gate or the last animal to cross the fence line. Other benefits then is around grass utilisation. I run a 3-reel system, so I have a back reel, a forward reel and a tomorrow reel, and all I have to do is wind up the reel in front of them. That gives them their next break, and then the paddock break, that becomes their back fence, and the fence that was behind them can go up in front of them again for 2 days' time. And all of that is protecting regrowths and utilising as much of the time that grass has, because it will use the most amount of energy in those 2 to 3 days after it's just grazed off. So I want to protect that as much as I possibly can.